Hello. In today, we'll start chapter 4 of Light My Way. I snap my eyes open, gasping for air, as I wake up in the same fancy office, but now tied to a chair. A zebra, an eagle, and the horrible panther are having an intense discussion. These folk capture me. They haven't noticed me awake yet, although I did just take a breath as if my life depended on it, and maybe it does. These ropes are so tight. Every movement I make scratches deep through my fur, down my skin. I can't reach with my claws to whip it up. They made sure that my arms are secured as tight as they could ever be, which tells me whoever did this knew exactly what they were doing. It's like an army knot. Not that I've ever seen one, but it feels too precisely tied to be anything else. These folks are still talking. I glance at them and at the door, which is without a doubt locked tight. And to top it off, the two new folk have no aspects around them either. Of all the things to be scared of, this is the one that's creeping me out the most. I'd say we kill him. Oh, quit it, James, and stop being so dramatic. You wouldn't hurt anyone here, let alone kill someone. Well, we've watched him for the past 6 hours, and we have no idea what he is or what he's capable of. I've been out for 6 hours. What in the world did that panther suit me up with? The last thing I remember is the sharp pinch of the needle, then nothing. He's incapacitated. We can take our time to study him and figure things out. Still first, let's hear the fox out. He's listening in as it is. I regret going to that stupid eye test so much. How would you like some water, Mr. Lopez? My mouth stays set, but not for long. The dryness in my throat getting the better of me. Yes. I do apologize for knocking you out, but it had to be done. The panther brings a cup next to my snout to smell the water inside before gulping it down. The zebra and an eagle raising an eyebrow at that. I know there is no point in them poisoning me or knocking me out again. Yeah, I couldn't drink it. Yeah, I couldn't drink without being first sure of what it could be inside. On my fur, I need to calm down with it. And these folk have a lot to answer for. Why do you do that to me? You wanted to run away, which didn't exactly help with your situation. And that's a bad thing? You told me I would be a test subject for who knows what. Shut up, you little brat. Do you even understand why you're here? No, I don't. Who are you and why am I tied up? What's wrong with all of you? I want to talk with my parents. Mr. Lopez, we're here to discuss some important matters. Please try to relax and answer our questions honestly. Is that alright? The eagle smiles at me, touching my shoulder, his wings spreading wide on both sides with a short flutter. His touch is like how Darren's made me feel this one time, but this is much more intense, almost hypnotizing. I kick at him, trying to free myself from the chair, but he isn't bothered at all, still sticking his stupid, vexing smile. I would scream, but I see the syringe on the desk. I doubt there's anybody around anymore aside from us. The eagle touched me on both shoulders again after I settled down, his eyes piercing through my entire being. Why are you at this school? What do you mean? Why? I got accepted here for astrophysics. Cut the crap, kid. Are you TSG? TSG? He doesn't know what it is. How could he know that? Unless he's a cardinal. He'll know if I'm lying. I'm saved. He can be a sleeper agent. I know. I'm not a sleeper agent. Clever try. You know I'm a cardinal, but that won't do you good. You and I can't know if you're telling the actual truth about it. You could have gotten enough training to bypass me on this. We looked at his records and his parents' records. Aside from all of them studying here, there is no connection to TSG whatsoever. What's TSG? As if you don't know, the Sacred Guard, a radical carnivore group that devour other folk for both sport and consumption. My throat closes up hearing that. I knew these groups existed, but I never cared much about them since Aurora is, well, Aurora. Nobody talks about that stuff here. But these folks think I'm one of those things. This is wrong on so many levels. Why would they do that? We have food made in labs. Tiernan is a big exporter. Connected to dots, now pup. Did he come here to sabotage the supply chain? What? No. I've eaten lab meat my entire life. The grand unification stopped carnivores from eating other folk. Not all of them. With a short pause after the zebra said that, the panther and the eagle are both looking away. The mood has gotten very dark very fast. James, would you like some? Fuck your tea, Catherine. Fuck you too, Astor. Do you think staring at the ground and being quiet for a few seconds is going to fix anything? Probably when the fox is talking. The zebra's snout come toward me, while his resentful stare and angry brows moved my eyes through sheer willpower to the ceiling. He slams the door on his way out, leaving me with the other two folk who are still not saying a word. The tomb-like silence goes on for a few more minutes, but I can only hear my heart pulsating and my throat from the confusion around me. He's right. I know, but this is not only about him anymore, it's about everyone. Mr. Volpez, I need you to tell me everything about yourself, starting from the beginning. Since I arrived at Tiernan, since you were born, everything you can remember about your life, start from there. The eagle's whip is tightening and his eyes become even more intense than a few minutes ago. The panther takes his chair and sits next to us. I look around again, but there's no way out. I'm trapped here, but this is just a mistake. And if anything, my story will prove my innocence. After what seemed like hours, but in reality only took not more than 30 minutes, I got to where we are now. I was through some of the details, but I'm sure they mostly care about the aspect stuff. This had to be the fastest explanation of my entire life that I have ever told anyone, and a little out of breath from the continuous talking. Go back to the parts where you talked about your neighbor. My nose was getting red. He knew I was lying, but I thought he would let it go. Does he want me to spell everything out for him? Can he use his imagination for this part? I'll tell you everything I know. Why are you bothering with lies at this point? It's so humiliating. Mr. Cliffs. The wolf paused in, looking at nothing in particular, but avoiding our part of the room. He must know I'm being tied up, yet he isn't doing anything to help me. It's only nice on the outside, it seems. Yes, Mr. Revolgence. Request Student Atlas Longfang to report to my office regardless of where he is. This is urgent. Do it through the speakers now. Yes, of course, right away. Why do we need him to be here? If you're not going to tell us the truth, he will. The panther starts untying me, and I hear her words as if they're being hammered into my skull. Let's move to the front of my desk. Do you try not to make a scene? Not a single word out of you. Understood? Not that my hands are free, a fleeting thought of hate crosses my mind. However, it's overwhelmed by a gripping terror that lasts no more than a few seconds. This must be the Panther's doing. I can't explain it, but it must be here. Where would I even go if I could bolt out the door? The university sprawls out like a labyrinth in every corner is under the control of this mist with roses. There's no place to run, and why should I do that? I've done nothing wrong. This has to be a monumental misunderstanding, a situation blown out of proportion. I reminded myself to stay calm, to wait for Atlas. He'll sort this out. He has to, but how can he if he has no idea what aspects are? What are they going to do with him? My heart beats faster at that thought, while my anxiety and anticipation press on my lungs, making my breaths go from shallow to deep to panicky. Just when my thoughts begin to spiral, there's a burst of light that fills the room with a warm, bright amber glow that can only belong to one folk. I look up and my mouth opens wide as I witness for the first time in my life Atlas's aspect in its true form. What a majestic tiger. Oh, my fur. That's so beautiful. Unmistakable, radiant. How could he be even more handsome now? Focus. I didn't see aspects around the zebra or the eagle. They're the same as the panther. I would like to think more about these things, but Atlas's face when he sees me without sunglasses, priceless. Not much different from my face when I see this mountain-like aspect walking through the door. Relief floods through me, though, a tide of hope rising against the worries that have bothered me down since I went to that stupid eye test. The tiger's presence alone is enough to sift the atmosphere, to bring a sense of normalcy to this bizarre and unsettling situation. Should I tell Atlas I'm being held against my will? No. Or he would try to get me out, but what if he's upset with me? No. He would never abandon me like that. I turned to Atlas, wanted to explain myself, but I noticed the sequence from the desk is gone. What am I even thinking? I'll just drag him into this mess with me. It's best if I keep my cool for now, see where things are headed first. Mr. Longfan, welcome. Please take a seat. This is a simple questionnaire we ask our elite students. Here's a glass of water. It might take a while. Atlas looks at me and his confusion is clear. He's wondering why I'm here, but not being an elite and all, but he doesn't question it out loud and takes a chair next to me as instructed. He picks up the water and takes a sip. The eagle then steps closer to Atlas, placing a paw on his forehead. In an instant, Atlas's body goes limp, his control slipping away. He starts to slide off the chair, but the eagle and panther move to catch him, propping him back up. The whole scene unfolds in a swift and surreal fashion, leaving me both alarmed and baffled. What did you do to him? He's fine. How much does this tiger eat anyway? He feels like twice my size. Just ask him about what we need to know. Mr. Longfang, do you know what TSG is? The tiger tries to form a coherent reply, but his words come out mumbled and slurred, a thin line of drool trickling out of the corner of his mouth. His usual composure is now replaced by a dazed, almost vacant expression. It's a jarring sight, seeing Atlas, who's the assertive and controlled type, reduce his disoriented state. Yes. I can't believe it, Atlas. He's part of that? He can't be. No. I refuse to believe this. And there it is, undeniable proof. The silver gargantuans. Wonderful. That's our basketball team from Biscuit. They must have a match to play with them. This was a waste of time, Catherine. Tell that to James. They both sit in silence for a few seconds again. This is the second time it's happened. There was the same reaction. What's going on with the zebra? Are we done with the fox? The panther looks at me with her inquisitive eyes, my tail puffing itself out into the wet stiffness. This panther is doing this on purpose each chance he gets. The fear is short-lived, but it crawls and creeps into every hair on my fur. For now, finish up with this tiger, and then we'll have a short chat with Mr. Volpez. Mr. Longfin. He came here to answer a questionnaire. You're going to leave now, having had satisfied results. You are not to mention this to anyone, understood? Yes. He's barely sitting up straight. How is he even going to be able to walk? Both teachers look at me as if I insulted them. I turn away, escaping their slicing looks. With one touch of his forehead, Atlas gets up, bows, and then leaves the office. His aspect is frozen still. It's not moving at all. His answer did something so powerful to Atlas, but I'm afraid to even know what it was. Mr. Volpez, I believe you want to know the entire story. We can have that conversation now, or you can leave and we can continue tomorrow. I want to apologize for the way you have been treated. Our concern was well founded, and we kindly ask that you believe that we had no intention of hurting you unless you would have proven to be part of the GSG. She's not mincing words at all. They would have imprisoned me, who knows where, and interrogated or even tortured me if I were part of the sacred guard. My arms and legs are starting to give out. I have been so tense this whole time, and now hearing that I can leave, my body is shutting down instead of trying to sprint away. I would like to go to my dorm and sleep. Here's a note for the cafeteria. I will call ahead. You can pick up food for yourself. Do not bother going to class tomorrow. You will report here every morning. I can't keep up anymore. Whatever she's saying is a blur. There's nothing else than sleep that I need now. Let me go already. Yes, I understand. Tomorrow morning. Here. My grip on reality is fading. My eyelids are pushing themselves down, and if it weren't for my grumbling stomach, I think I would be able to sleep right away. How do I even get to Asta? Eagle grabs me, holding my chin up with a firm grip so I can look him in the eyes. I grab onto his arm with an immediate reflex. Perhaps he can carry me? Look right above me and keep your eyes open. Breathe in and out. In just a few seconds, I was bound to my old self, brimming with energy and feeling more refreshed than I have in ages yet. The eagle's grip remains firm, not letting me go. I'm fine now. Thank you. No answer. His eyes are turning white. His grip is tightening. He's trying to choke me. I struggle against his iron grip, scrubbing and clawing at his arm, trying to push him away, but his strength is overpowering me with ease. I gasp for air, panicked out of my mind, my eyes searching out the panther, but it's gone. More panic, more fear. When does it get to be next to me? Her eyes widen as she observes the eagle's trance-like state. She steps back, clasps her paws together, and releases a prolonged, heavy sigh. A sense of dread is in the air, panic pushing into me every passing moment. I start crying as does the eagle who lets go of me, jumping back and screaming in horror. We're both sweating and trembling from what happened. Cat, why the fuck will you do that? You kept giving him more and more of your aspect. I saw it screaming in pain. The eagle looks at me, then at his arm that I clawed at. Trying to get up doesn't go well for him. His feet falter and he hits the ground again. I swear I didn't do this on purpose. You have to believe me. At this point, it could be anything. A few tries later, the eagle is up again, turning to me with what looks like a want to punch in my face. His demeanor changing once he's in front of me. I think that's enough for today, Catherine. Whatever occurred here is an anomaly, to be sure, but this time I saw through him. He's not a threat to us. Your word is all I need. You have it. Then you are free to go, Mr. Lopez. I will see you here tomorrow morning as we discuss. I will remind you to not try anything stupid. It would be best if you go to your dorm room and come back here tomorrow morning. There's nothing to fear. She says that like I didn't just feel my mind losing its grip on itself a few minutes ago. She opens the door to her office and I step out without saying another word, only nodding in agreement. I'm done with the day. Everything and everyone. A moment ago I was filled with energy. It's like I'm holding an even bigger boulder over my head. Kieran looks at me with concern, but I don't have the patience to talk to him right now. He opens his mouth to say something to me, but I don't want to even hear it. After all, he's in league with these crazy folk. I need to get out of here. Once I'm far away enough from that horrid office, my walk turns into pacing, then running. At that side of the building, gasping for air the moment I step outside. I let my legs drop me down, curling into a ball and crying as hard as my eyes let me. It's no longer a joke. I didn't dream this or hallucinate it. These folk were actually going to kill me if I was part of that group. What kind of folk are they? That they openly talk about torturing me if I'm trying to calm down, but it's not working and the tears aren't stopping. I need to let it all out. This is so fun. Everything is so damn fun. Why did this happen to me? What did I do to deserve this? I hear my thoughts went amok, but now is not the time for this. I need to figure things out. Now. And crying on the ground here like a total loser isn't helping. I'm smart and capable. I managed to get into Tyrannon so I can figure out a way through this nightmare. First and foremost, what I need to do is get away from this place, from these horrible folk. I'll pack my stuff up and leave tonight. They think I'll stay here after all those threats. They really are crazy. My arm hangs low from the food I've been carrying for the past half hour. I managed to get to the cafeteria and pick up something to eat. It's gone cold by now. I won't waste and it won't taste as good, but I got lost and thought like something wouldn't let me think straight. I had a plan, but it's so hard to focus. I assume Darius is right behind the door studying more. I'll wait for him to go to sleep and then I'll leave somewhere in the middle of the night. My parents will know what to do. I don't want to call them yet, in case these crazy folk here are already tracking my phone. Good evening, Lucian. Yo. What in all the living and dead hell is that? That's a real horrid and beyond scary. The rabbit's aspect of the craze, like it's about to go berserk at any moment, is moving around in every which way. Those big front teeth, together with his ragged look, are a recipe for endless nightmares. I can barely look at it in Fabian. I wonder what the rabbit goes through daily if that's his aspect. I didn't expect him to be here as well. Maybe after that talk today about Fabian being hurt and all, Darius must have called in. Hey guys, how's it going? I can only hope that my office tension won't evolve into a long conversation with them. After what happened today in that office, the last thing I want is to talk more about me. We're worried about you. Dee said you bolted out this afternoon, no books or anything with you. Are you doing all right, Foxy? The tears are coming in again, but I need to keep myself together. I can't have any more complications. And they would get even more concerned if I started babbling about aspects since they still think jacket means jacket. They would think I'm having a stroke or something if I begin to try to explain what happened to me today. They're just two nice guys who are worried about me and I don't want to see them mixed up in this insanity. It's already bad as it is. I hope I can get the right words out to bypass the lie detector. I had a change in my schedule and needed to go to the headmistress's office. I have some interesting days ahead of me. Davis is working extra hard to figure out if I'm lying. This massive lying almost engulfs me. Even though I'm in a state of shock from what happened, I can't help but giggle on the inside at the sight of the huge lying aspect sniff around me. In between Sedaris, taking up his usual solemn stance, giving me a quick look from time to time. Glad to hear, no reason to worry then. I'm uneasy about this whole thing, being able to notice someone's intentions like that. It's like I am invading Darius's mind, knowing his thoughts regarding me. This is so incredibly powerful. No one of those folk knew how to tweak me, and that I wouldn't react one way or the other. They untied me because they already knew I wouldn't do anything about it. I still need to run, though. Even if they know something from my aspect, they didn't see me after I left the office. I'm good. Plenty of reasons to worry about, just not for this particular situation. How are you, Fabian? I see you're not wearing those knee pads. I'm better now. After you visited me, I felt like I'd been soaking way too much. Meeting D helped. You're always welcome here. I want to apologize again for not keeping in contact. Nah, it's my fault as well. I got too much into my head and then kind of drifted away. Forgot I have folk I can count on. Ain't that right, Foxy? Yep. It's like I ate a fistful of sour grapes. It sucks leaving these guys behind because they have become friends. At least the closest thing I can name is friends. Your eyes are super freaky. Cool, but super freaky. Look who's talking about super freaky. Thanks, I got a pair of contact lenses from the office today after I had an eye exam. Yeah. Dee told me about it. Is that why you left in a hurry? Yes, I needed to get more info on them. And you did? Looking around the room, it's moving. It's smooth now. Every light is balanced, sharp, no over or under saturation to speak of. It took a while, but they're calibrated. I just needed to get used to them. Being calmer helps a ton with that. They're working as they should. I can see better now. Great. I'm ahead to my door now. Gotta get a lot done starting tomorrow. Good to see you again, D. See you, Foxy. Good night, Fabian. And goodbye. I would like to sleep, Lucian. Today has been an interesting day for me as well. You know, regardless of the reason why you started on your path, I'm sure you're going to be a great cardinal someday. I have a feeling you'll get there. While Darius stares at me, trying not to crack a smile at my encouragement, I saw his aspect smirk a tiny bit. It could be my imagination, though. I'm so out of it. His aspect could even talk to me, and I might not get it. You don't have to say anything if you feel uncomfortable about discussing today. Thank you for your kind words. Have a pleasant sleep. You too. I'll go to the bathroom real quick and brush my fangs. I will do that after you then. I have forgotten since Fabian was here this entire evening. And get ready as fast as possible in the bathroom, picking out only my fang brush and my fang paste. Darius goes after me, and I know he's going to take his time with everything, so I begin to pack anything important in my backpack. The lights off and get in bed, planning each of my steps. Once Darius falls asleep, it's time. Oh boy. I turn the lights off and get in bed, planning each of my steps. Once Darius falls asleep, it's go time. It's about 2 in the night. Darius is sleeping like a rock. The snoring is constant with a low rumble. I stay a little longer, listening to the lion snoozing, knowing this is going to be the last time I'll see him. He really is a good guy to be around. I'm sure there are a lot of great things waiting for him. I get dressed, grab my backpack, and right before opening the door, I turn around looking at Darius again. The feeling of leaving this life behind, not the best, but I did it once in Aurora to come here so I could do it again now. However, there's a nagging thought somewhere in my mind about all the something's off, but I can't stay here either. There's no telling what will happen in the morning once I go to that horrid panther again. I don't even understand why she let me go in the first place now that I got to rest for a few hours and gather my thoughts. Maybe it's some sick game those folk are playing to see how I react. If that's the case, then I'm doing what they want me to do. Leave. Who said that? I'm imagining things because I swear I heard someone say I should leave. There's nobody around though. I hope I didn't wake Darius. I don't know how he'd react to me leaving. I guess he would try to stop me. But would he go as far as to immobilize me? He could, considering his light tussle with Atlas the other day. But he wouldn't do that to me, I hope. I turn to the door, reaching for the door handle again. Leave now, while you can. I turn around, claws out, sweating at the darkness. Nobody. Am I losing it? And what's with this immediate, violent reaction? I've never attacked anyone in my life. First this damn equalizer crap, and now I'm hearing voices. Things can't get any worse. No, I take that back. This is the time to tempt fate. The hallway is silent, the bright lights blinding me for a second. There's no time to waste though. I look around, hoping that no one is awake at this hour. There might be some who are studying, so as long as I keep quiet while walking, I should be fine. I reach the base of the arc, or the arts realizing I am doing as the voice asked me to. Maybe this is a mistake. It's fine. I must be in a state of shock to be hearing voices. It has to be my inner feelings coming out. Yeah, that must be it. That panther did a number on me, and that eagle too. She has to be the reason why I'm acting like an escaped mental patient. Well, I haven't escaped yet. Once I step outside, I need to make my way to the end of the campus without any of the night guards spotting me. One, now. I sprint without thinking, pushing open the doors, leaving them to close behind me, but a loud whack that freezes me mid-run. Someone heard that for sure. I look behind me, anticipating lights being turned on everywhere. Instead, more silence. Here. I send my focus towards the exit of the campus, not one night guard around. Nobody thinks one might want to run away from tyranny. Most folk try years in a row to get in here, not get out. There's a sinking feeling in my stomach when I reach the exit, and again, I can't put a claw on it. What is it, and what am I supposed to feel right now? I turn around, I'm with the university. It could have been great here if I hadn't gone to one stupid eye exam. I miss my parents though, and I know they'll be worried when I'll show up out of the blue, but they'll take care of me, as they always have. Time to leave this place behind. I put my paw up to my forehead as if to do an army salute, which makes things weirder since I've never done something like that in my life. I also despise everything that has to do with the armies. This isn't me. Of course you try this. My thoughts come to a sudden close, a fist smacking me right in my snout. I come to in the now familiar confines of that psychopathic Mr. Mephosis' office. Starting to recall last night's events, I remember someone's powerful punch. Whoever hit me didn't hold back. My snout is swollen on one side, and touching it sends a chill of pain I instantly regret. Good morning, Sunshine. How's your head? It doesn't hurt as much as my snout. The zebra is sitting in a chair opposite to me, holding an ice pack over his fist, pressing on it from time to time. Your snout hurts? Good. Fucking idiot. I hear more insults being mumbled under the zebra's breath, his words filled with an unmistakable venom that suggests some deep-seated animosity toward me. It must hate me so much, but I don't recall ever seeing him in my life. What could I have done to this guy? I try to figure out if I know him from somewhere, but the sound of the door that opens and closes in the rear stops my train of thoughts. Miss Rosence's footsteps are heavy and rust. He looks at me, eyes wild with anger. My snout twists up at the blunt hit I got, more pain rushing in to meet the unfortunate repeat of a few moments ago. You tried to run away, you ungrateful twat. Do you know how bad this looks on you right now? Who is your contact outside? Why are you here? Who sent you to Tiernan? Speak, you scoundrel. She raises her paw at me, this time her claws out. They're shining in the morning light, their sharpness making me twitch with immediate fear. I grab her to the seat of the chair, close my eyes, and await her fury to drop on me any moment now. Cat, don't. A look of disgruntled annoyance flashes on the panther's face. She must feel wild at the chance to show how sorry she is about trusting me yesterday. I agree with Aster. His snout looks like it wants to see better days. The zebra throws his ice pack to me, and I fall to catch it, getting my claws out to be sure it doesn't fall, which in turn alarms everyone in the room. I retract my claws the moment I notice the apprehension and place the ice pack on my swollen face. The pain makes me cringe at the cold waves, but the relief I get is so good after a few seconds. Have you lost it, James? You were right to follow him. You caught him fleeing in the night like a common thief. You know well enough I have issues with foxes, but this one I don't know. He's just a scared kid, nothing more. Look around the room, unsure if my ears are deceiving me. That zebra's on my side. All of a sudden, of all folk, I would have not expected it to come from you. Are you scared, Mr. Lopez? Lucien, it is. Yes. Are you scared, Lucien? The zebra stares at me, expecting an answer. His benevolent smile disarms me in an instant. I stammer through the first words that come out of my mouth after my thoughts start racing. I don't. It's over. I can't keep it inside me anymore. I've never been strong and I always needed someone to take care of me. I need Atlas here to chase these bullies away. See, Cat, what TSG member cries like that? Astor, are you hearing this? Cat, are you more upset he didn't do as instructed? He can't scare everyone into obedience. What? No. He's crying now like a little brat to cover up his trail. He leaves in the middle of the night after being told everything's alright. We even apologized to him. He didn't even dodge my punch. I knocked him out with one swing. What kind of TSG recruit could he be? The zebra's paw reaches out towards me and I flex away for a second in all the confusion. He still keeps his paw open and smiles again. There's a strong certainty in how he is as a folk. I saw a flash of green around him, but it's already gone now. My name's James Trailblaze. Nice to meet you. Nice to make your acquaintance. My face must be puffed up from the amount of tears that have been raining over my face. I look at the paw in front of me, but instead of shaking it, I grab onto the arm and jump onto the zebra's chest, gripping him tight, crying even louder. He's patting the back of my head, stressing me and telling me it's going to be okay. For the first time in the past days, I feel safe, like nothing could ever hurt me. Are you feeling better now? The question feels rhetorical, but I answer anyway. Yes, I do. Do you equalize me? He gets out quick. His voice is imbued with more warmth than before. If his behavior was a coin, I'm getting to see the other side of it. I'm so much calmer now. My paws are steady, and my crying has stopped as if I've never cried to begin with. Now, can you tell us why you ran away? We all have a good idea by now, but tell us. I was scared of what you might do to me. You said you wouldn't hurt me, but I can't know that. I don't understand any of this. You dragged me in here and then knocked me out without a care in the world. I stare at the Panther, who looks right back at me, indifferent to what I'm saying. She isn't phased at all by my obvious pleas for her to apologize for what she's done. There isn't a hint of remorse around that expressionless face of hers. What was I supposed to do? I don't know what you want from me. I have 1,000 aspects. How should I know what that means? Why do I have them? Who in the hell is TSG? And why am I being treated like this? I just wanted to study planets. There are no answers following the row of questions I presented to these kidnappers. After a brief silence that enveloped the room, the eagle decides to break the stillness. My name is Astor Haveroot, Cardinal and headmaster of Bisco University. I specialize in psychology and Cardinal literature. With an almost theatrical flair, the Panther casts a glance at the eagle, her expression finally changing to what looks like an exaggerated disbelief. What? It's as good of a time as any to properly introduce ourselves as a poor kid. We should have done that first, and perhaps this whole situation would have not spiraled out of control. Yes, Astor. Let's get more information to the possible TSG sleeper agent. What an amazing plan. You know, he could have found out everything about us from our public profiles. It's not like this is classified information or that it hasn't happened before. He somehow lifted my mood from the dreadful stare it was, and since waking up in this bleary office again. I don't understand why the Panther isn't giving up on the notion of me being part of TSG. She was fine with me leaving her office yesterday without so much as a fuss, even though this answer folk assured her I am no threat to anyone. Maybe they're white and she is upset because I disobeyed her. That would also explain why Kieran always looked away when she talks to him. What a control freak. He shouldn't have tried to run away. There was no reason for him to do that. If anything, this is the safest place for him right now. Either way, we're at square one with his aspects. Nothing changed when you let him absorb your aspect. After your feel-good, cheery hugs didn't do much either, James. Was that necessary, Cat? Did she out to Zuba just like that? If that's true, then what a silly remark to make. At the timing of it. He should punch her in her stupid snout so I could throw the ice pack at her stupid face. I thought yesterday was its indicator of the fact that the zebra was in no way to be messed with. But it looks like the typical atmosphere must revolve around the Panther being an alpha bitch around here. Sorry, James. That's unacceptable behavior. I apologize. The zebra and the eagle share a knowing look, their brief smiles hinting at some unspoken camaraderie are times long past gone. It's a glimpse into the dynamic that's likely defines the trio's interactions. It's alright, you're under a lot of stress seeing how you missed this one particular fox on the entrance exam. How did nobody notice him when he first came in? He should have stood out like a bear in a litter of lizards. You're both seeing his aspects. Saying that out loud, aspects plural, is making my head spin. We'll figure it out, that's why we're here. Set up some advanced classes for us in the meantime so we can do something aside from poking at Lucian all day. I can't help but feel a dumb joke coming up, but I know better than that. Considering the zebra's possible preferences, it might be wise to hold my tongue, or the Panther might slash it away. It would be too inappropriate anyway, and I would be embarrassed to even attempt to say it. It's like I wish I were Fabian for a second. He cracked that joke in less than a second. Your friends are outside waiting for you, Mr. Lopez. What do you mean? Your roommate and an elite student. Mr. Flightful's and Mr. Gennaro, I believe. They both came here to report you as missing since you took off in the middle of the night, and they thought you might have been kidnapped. I was. By you mean bitch? Why haven't you sent them away? We already have our paws full as it is. Darius Flytros, as in Flytros Railways? It said roommate and elite, who doesn't have their pen. Flytros are his parents' option, but in reality, he's not even good enough for our entry-level courses. When his test came back, I took it upon myself to look up what his results were, and that's not even close to getting him in, let alone study at the elite level. His father wanted him here, though, so now we're building our 7th arc. The revelation hits me like a thunderbolt, my eyes watering in shock. How could I not realize it? His name is plastered everywhere on the continent, on trains, ticket machines, even on my student transport card. The name Flytros, a constant in our daily lives, so ubiquitous, yet easily overlooked. All the wealth and influence that comes with that name is clearer now. He didn't get accepted to Tyrannon, he paid his way in. Or at least his father did. I wonder if Darius knows that. His previous outbursts in the dorms makes so much sense now. He can't keep up with his peers or the curriculum. Perhaps talking about such sensitive topic of solution here might not be the best course of action. I think we're far past sensitive topics. Need I remind you that we have a literal 1,000 reasons to worry about right now. The line getting in on his daddy's money isn't scratching the surface of the shitstorm we're in. Hear her curse surprises me. What a sudden deviation from her usual composure. She's freaking out about my aspects. Maybe I would too if I knew what I should be freaking out about. One or more aspects, what's the difference? I've always been like this, aspects or not. We need to focus on the current situation. Let's meet these two friends of his. That way we have all of the involved parties in here. Precisely. She looked straight at me and with one bored breath presents herself like the others did before her. I'm Catherine Rafolges, headmistress of Tyrannon University. I teach advanced anatomy and am also the head doctor of the university. My favorite color is blue, and if you waste more of my time, you will live to regret it, Mr. Lopez. She gets right to it, her style being so frustrating. How can the others tolerate such pompous behavior? The Panther calls up Kieran and tells him to let my friends in. The door opens, the wolf looks at me for a second, spotting my oversized, swollen snout. I think he wanted to say something, his face filled with concern, but his eyes meet the floor, making way for Darius and family to come in. What has happened to you, Lucian? Yo, who did this? The genuine care for me tugs at my shaky feelings. Before I get to say anything, though, the eagle catches Darius' attention. The lion turns to him, changes his stance, and smoothing out his robes. Astor Havroom. Oh, you are the cardinal of Biscuit University. I'm Darius Flytros, and a big fan of yours. I read your book on the psychology of students. Wonderful work. Thank you. How come you didn't apply for Biscuit University then? My father wanted me to come here, although I begged him to no end to let me go to Biscuit. Astor looked at Catherine, giving her a puzzled look, as if questioning what they talked about a few minutes ago. The Panther swells at the eagle, unaware of what Darius mentioned about Biscuit. Well, you're under good wings here. I'm going to stay a while as a visiting professor for advanced cardinal literature and advanced psychology. That is incredible news. Fabio and I share a look at the stage towards the line. Despite witnessing my swollen snout and my sudden disappearance from the dorm, he seems to have lost sight of the gravity of the situation, mesmerized by his idol's presence. I remind myself not to hold it against him too much, and encounters with one's heroes are rare, after all. Yet he's gushing over this Astor guy a little too much, and by the subtle Ray the eagle stepped away when the lion seems it bothered him a little. If you're done sucking up to the eagle, D, I think Foxy here has an explanation to give. The zebra's laughter booms in response to Fabian's comment as he leans in closer with an appreciative nod. Straight to the ears, I see. Darius clears his throat while looking around somewhat embarrassed, then gets closer to me, places his paw on my shoulder. I'm no longer sure if he cares about the situation anymore, or if he's trying to impress this asshole guy. He was smitten with him. To you, Lucian. I woke up and some of your things were gone. You are not answering your phone, although I tried calling multiple times. I decided to come here and report you as missing. He was worried about you. So are you, you silly rabbit. I can see your hectic aspect looking at me with a crazy smile, and although as scary as it is, it's also somewhat sweet if I could call it that. Damn scary though. I noticed the teachers visibly shaken by Fabian's aspect as well. They were looking at it with both curiosity and apprehension. Fabian comes over, leaning down and grabbing my paw into his. While I did expect him to care, I didn't think he'd go as far as to hold my paw. He's much more perceptive than I thought he was. It's like he knows I need that. This whole thing feels like an exaggerated drama scene for the telenovelas my mom watches sometimes. All that's left is for everyone to start crying together at the same time. Which I started doing. I haven't been able to control myself since this craziness started. Darius is giving me so much calmness and focus while Fabian is putting angry thoughts of revenge in me towards whoever did my snout wrong. They're both so intense, like I'm absorbing them. Something's wrong. Something's terribly wrong. Two unique foxes are trying to force themselves out of the pack of aspects that have been surrounding me. Each one is trying to whip itself away from me, and the physical pain they're both inflicting is unbearable. Oh my fur, please stop. It's like that one time. One is out. It's heading towards Darius. The lion looks at me, then grips my shoulder tighter. His claws come out and they sink in, but he retracts them once he feels they touch my skin. The other aspect has already escaped as well. The pain I got from Darius's claws might have helped me lose focus of it. Fabian's on the ground, kneeling, screaming in horrid pain. He turns to me as if he's asking for help, but the chair I'm standing on seems to have petrified me in place. I look around the room, pleading for help with my red, watery eyes. Both Fabian's and Darius's aspects are each mixing with the escaped foxes. Either the three teachers are too stunned to do anything, or they can't do anything. I hear Fabian and Darius screaming their lungs out, their aspects twisting, now looking like distorted. It's all in the dark now. So dark, it's fine. There was too much light anyway. The different light from the ceiling above. This isn't Miss Rafosis's office. Don't get up. What's going on? You kind of gave each of your friends a false aspect. What? My boss goes to my temples, pushes them in, trying to stop the throbbing headache that's blowing up in my head. Was I knocked out again? I remember my friends coming in and then... Oh, my fur, are they alright? They're not dead, if that's what you mean by being alright. You're making things complicated, Mr. Volpez. As if that's my actual goal here. Can't she even hear herself? That stupid eye test has been the trigger for all this. I have no idea what's been going on since. It's like another world swallowed me whole and I can't get out anymore. Fitting that everything's yet again related to my eyes. Why are these folk looking at me like this? I didn't do any of this on purpose. How could I? I barely know what an aspect is, let alone how it works or why it works. Fuck this. Fuck everything. Is that Fabian next to me? Oh no. What did I do? Where's Darius? He's fine. Well, at least not as bad as the rabbit here. Darius is better equipped to deal with whatever it is you did. It shouldn't be that surprising. He's fit enough to manage. How about mentally? He was already a mess. Whatever I did to my friends, I'm sure it couldn't have been anything good. What about Fabian? Mr. Gennaro needs more attention from our medical staff. I will personally oversee his recovery. Although I'm not fond of her looking over my friend, she is the head doctor here at Tiernan. That should account for a lot. She couldn't have gotten here through nepotism, although she did get Broad to take Darius in. But I have to believe that she knows what she's doing. Fabio will be fine, I'm sure. If not, we can always just eat him. Fuck. I didn't think that. I didn't say that. My eyes moved left, then right, and soon they're all over the place. Where did that voice come from? Oh, you're right, Lucian. You seem startled. I'm not sure. This entire thing is messing with my head. What's Darius? Is he doing okay? You've already asked that. I'll have to check you for a concussive, Mr. Flytos is in the private sector here. His father expects nothing less from Tiernan if anything were to happen to his son. For a little sock. Soccer while invading Fox aspects aside, his father requested this type of treatment for his son in case of any medical occurrence. Why are we discussing this? It's not Mr. Flytos' fault his father's rich and demands these things. You're right. I had a chat with him earlier and he's outside his father's ring of influence, for what I gathered. That sounds good, I think. Either way, I need to get Darius to see if he's okay with my own eyes. This whole situation is a complete mess, so I could at least apologize to him for what I've done. Can I go see Darius? I feel the Panther looks exasperated cuts me dry. It's getting to the point where she's had more than enough of me. I might not be able to see her aspect to know what she's going to say next, but the intense stare and golden eyes tell a story by themselves. You'll be fine. How unexpected, Mr. Lopez. You put the two students in the infirmary, one of which is in a coma, but you feel fine. Why is it that you feel fine but the other two needed immediate help or perhaps face certain death? You have something you would like to share with us before you leave and wreak havoc on the entire university? The room is silent. The Panther's breath recovering from the waves of anger in her voice. It's true, though. Everything she's saying is true. I have to admit it, no matter how I look at it. I've been the sole reason for all of this madness. I didn't mean to do any of this, okay? But you did do this. It's one thing for me to struggle to figure out what is happening to you. However, when you start affecting others, I have no choice but to have you contained until we know more about what you can do or can't do. Is that enough? I'm done with half measures. He is dangerous. I'm a fool for not having done this the moment I saw him. Until we know more, this is final. But what? If you were me right now, what would you do, Mr. Lopez? I would have done away with such a threat the moment I would have seen it. The fact that I got to do as much as I did given my recent aspect invasion. She's right, and even if I hate to admit it, right now I'm a danger to anyone around me, perhaps even to myself. I'm sorry, kid, it's not your fault. This is trying to help me not blame myself as much, but it is my fault. I did all of this if I don't know exactly what it is I did. The Panther gives out a short sigh, almost undistinguishable from her female breath. Her eyes lock on me, and for a brief moment I see her aspect. She wants to show it to me. There's an elderly Panther around her, smiling. I've seen her somewhere. She's like the eye of a storm. The calmness is there, but there's so much fear and anguish surrounding that calmness. Yet she has perfect focus, like the perfect arrow slicing through the air to hit its target. You don't get to be the head mistress of Tiernan by being anything less than excellence itself. I hear Fabian's shallow breathing filling the silent room again. The sound creeps at me, with every passing second making me squirm in my bed. My stomach's had enough of it. I need to leave the room because I don't want to hear those strangled gasps anymore. I'm sorry for everything I did. Please take me somewhere safe. I don't want to hurt anyone else. Whatever this is, I don't want it. Make it go away, please. James comes over and hugs me, but this time I don't feel him equalizing the sadness from putting Fabian and Darius in here. Maybe he can't. Maybe he shouldn't. What was I thinking trying to run away? What good would it have done? How could my parents help? They never understood me my entire life. How could I be so stupid? So stupid. Get the fuck out of my head. Shit, I let those words slip out louder than I intended, and now all eyes are on me. Zero's warm voice dissipates in seconds as if I opened a window in the middle of a blizzard. What's going on? I don't know. There's someone or something saying stuff in my head. What kind of stuff? It told me to leave uni when you called me. I followed it. I thought to myself it would look suspicious if I tried to leave, but when the voice said one, I did. It felt like I said it. It felt like I said it, but I know it wasn't me. I couldn't stop myself, though. Mr. Fultons looks at me while massaging one of her temples. Her expression ranges now from annoyed to surprised or uncertain. It's starting to concern me that out of all folks, she's losing focus. A voice, just one? One or two. I think it was the same one, but it sounded different one time. I don't know. Why? Did it tell you to hurt any one of yourself? Aside from telling me that I could eat Fabian, I can't possibly tell them that. Then everything they said about me being a TSG member would come true in this very moment. There's a time and place to explain myself, and that's most definitely not now. No, nothing like that. Good. James will escort you to my office. Astor should be there already. Do not let him out of your sight, James. I need to take care of something for Mr. Gennaro. It shouldn't take long, and I'll be with you soon enough. Can I please see Darius? I want to know if he's okay. He's fine. He's awake and confused, but fine. You'll get to see him some other time. Some other time? They're right not to let me near him anyway. What if another one of my foxes makes a run for it? Yes, some other time. I'm about to leave the room with James, but I look back towards Fabian, realizing that his aspect is nowhere to be seen. We're walking towards the office, and we'll reach it in a few minutes at this place, yet we're not saying a word to each other on the way there. I would like to say something, anything, but right now I can't trust myself enough to do even the simplest of things. What I need is a deep, long sleep. That sounds perfect. And add to it, the promise of awakening to a world where all this has vanished, a realm where troubles are no more than shadows at the edge of a dream. The reality I'm in now, where those same shadows are lurking around me, slithering dark voices in my head telling me the most terrible things. And having my life become akin to a pawn of a chessboard that others can move around as they please. There you are. Excellent news, James. News, and excellent as well. Funny, listen here. I thought there must be something unique about the fox, but not unheard of. What if it happened before, but for someone to have multiple aspects? It was just a hunch, but I dug through a lot of the old archives at Tyrannon, ancient I would say, and look at this. This infectious excitement is getting to me. Another folk with more aspects? Please make it so. One good thing. Give me just one good thing at least. This predates the grand unification. How does Tyrannon have something like this? Everything pre-unification was either burned or lost. I'm sure Catherine will rub both of her temples once she sees this. Can I see her as well? Answer's voice stifles up, along with his body as I move close to him. I know he's not scaring me, but his weariness is palpable. It concerns you, so yes. There he is, right in front of me. A squirrel of some sort, a fox drawn on it, with a lot of shadows surrounding it, inside similar aspects. It looks and smells old. It must have been hidden well for it to be in the state it's in right now. But the timing of it, that the eagle found it right as we were about to meet up. I need to know more about that folk first. It could be my ticket out of this hellish ordeal. Who's that? For what it says here, Mr. Steele Whitten, Employee Unification Carnival Language, this fox is supposed to be the one responsible to grant unification, the one who tipped the scales in favor of the herbivores and their allies. My mouth open and hanging. It's a fox. A fox, maybe just like me, responsible for the unification? Are you joking, Astor? What is this, a story for pups? I thought so, too. But then there's a passage written here which translates to, if there were 1,000 of me, nobody would be left to oppose me. That sounds like a straight-up villain, but mostly like a badly written novel. It's a rough translation, so bear with me here. I don't spend my time learning dead languages. Everyone would stand together. That's what it says. If there were 1,000 of me, everyone would stand together. What? Did I just say? What? Was a voice telling you that? Voice. He hears voices. The aspects must be talking to him. We all had them speak to us at some point or another. When aspects talk to us, it's a private conversation. We know who's talking because we see each other. He hears stuff. Conventional thinking is no longer of any use here, Leifson. Is someone else talking through you? No, I don't think so. I knew what that text meant, but I knew I shouldn't. I didn't even know there was a pre-unification carnival language. It's not a secret, but it's also something that has been best left forgotten. Terrible things come from hearing this language out loud. The common language we all use now was established so that everyone can leave the past in the past. You could read it through and translate it as well. What else can you read from here? Astor spreads out the scroll on Miss Revosence's desk. This feels wrong, like we're desecrating some holy place. We're going to get scolded for this for sure once the path is here. The initial assignment I had going pauses as it makes way for my loud grumbling stomach announcing the obvious. Perhaps we should eat first. I'll send for some food. What's that secretary's name again? Karen? It's Kieran, sir. The wolf opens the door, giving away the fact that he was eavesdropping. He's the eyes and ears of Miss Refulgence, and it's obvious why. I didn't realize he was behind the door, and neither did James and Astor. Kieran must know how to act in such situations, and Miss Refulgence must be the reason for that. Seeing as you were listening in, then you should know we want to get some food as fast as possible. We have serious matters to discuss. I understand, but you see, you can't eat here. It's not allowed. Most I could bring you is tea. We need food. The cat will understand. I'm sure she wouldn't. Her office is a sanctuary of knowledge. Eating here, using her desk as a cafeteria table, would be the end of us in no uncertain terms. I'd love to follow up on that, but I can't let you eat here. Are you daft? We want food, so go get us some. The wolf is flustered enough as it is, but he's not buzzing. He's averting James' strong gaze, yet he's standing strong with his definitive answer. Will you all come to eat in my office, please? It's next to this one. I will go and get the food myself for you. We all look at each other, dumbstruck by the simple solution. As it packs up the scroll in our notes, James seems somewhat relieved that we aren't going through with our meals being eaten here. I doubt it's fear that's keeping him in check. It looks more like respect to me. It's what I'm beginning to have for the Panther. Yes, right, that makes sense. Kieran leads the way to his smaller office. It's effective enough for what we need right now. The wolf checks his desk, moving things around and placing some in drawers. He leaves out the wooden wolf bust on top of the photo shelf. I smile looking at it. Kieran winking at me. He has beautiful craftsfolkship after all. I'll head to the cafeteria and get you today's menu. Is that fine with everyone? No complaint, so the wolf is out of sight in a matter of seconds, assuring us he'll return as soon as possible. So something tugs at me, as if there's a missing piece on all of this. Still, we have Miss Folgers here. We can fill her in what she's done in the infirmary. Let's get as much information as we can from this. Can I get some water though? There are a few bottles in the fridge, I think. The break lasted longer than I expected, and everyone slowed down. I haven't had a moment's peace in such a long time, but I am also determined to figure things out. If I can translate this, maybe it will fix something about this situation. Let's get started then. Agree. That sounds so fun. No, not right now. Not this again. I don't think this is the right time to do this. What do you mean? You translated a key part of the text. We're here to do this exact same. There's someone else talking to me right now. Lucien? I said, there's someone else talking to me. Is there something wrong, kid? Talk to us. I am. Can't you hear me? Nope. What? You do. Who are you? I'm your best friend. Stop messing around. Let me talk. What's the fun in that? Fun? This isn't fun. Where are you? Right behind you. I turned around, expecting to see something else other than the wall. Now you look like a crazy fox. Congratulations. Get out of my head. And why would I do that? Please, leave me alone. Well, alright. Now that you ask so nicely. Lucien. Yes, can you hear me? Of course we can. You zoned out and turned around looking for something. Saying something right now would dig an even deeper hole for me at this point. And I'm so scared of what that panther will do if I tell her what's happening to me. But if I keep it in any longer, I'm exhausted with everything, that's all. Let's wait for Cat then. I'm sure we'll figure it all out once he's here. And where's that wolf with the food? How far away is the cafeteria? We'll get it sooner or later. Makes no difference, Lucien. Are you capable of translating more now? Are you? Why are you gone already? What? No, not you. I was talking to whom? Please, let me go. I want to sleep and forget, please. Both teachers exchanged glances. I'm not sure what's going on in my head anymore. There's so much noise. Want to hear a funny story? So there's this fox, right? He's going insane. The end. My screens fill the small office and my mind lets go of my consciousness. I realize I'm having an out-of-body experience, looking down at the chaotic figure that's screaming and screeching, clawing at the wall, snarling at its own paws. I'm going through a full-blown meltdown, losing it completely, an uncontrolled mess reminiscent of a mythical, yet rabid elder from a bygone era before we all became the folk we are today. I deserve to be committed to a psychiatric ward, a place where I wouldn't be able to hurt anyone. The ray of hope arises in the form of the Black Panther, her paw already on with her trustworthy syringe. Her movements are precise, and as I feel the cold flow of the medicine pushing into my bloodstream, I see the crazed animal that is me slow itself down. Yet a moment later, its wild roar draws out the defensive stance of 3 teachers. I drift in and out of my own body. I get jabbed again with a small syringe, but I'm not giving in. Still desperate to falling dead. I try to Help me. Yeah, I couldn't read that fast. The test was going that fast by itself, so I couldn't read that fast. Okay, so we're at the end of chapter 4. So we're up to date with the story for now. So I think there's this aspect, one of the thousands of aspects in him. They'll tell him different things, I guess. There's one aspect that clearly doesn't want him to read or translate the carnivore text for some reason. And he has the ability to translate the carnivore text from the pre-unification. So, anyway, he can't really control himself because there's thousands of aspects trying to either get control of him or trying to come out. So, about what Kieran, the wolf secretary or clerk, Kieran, he mentioned that equalizers like him and Lucen here, and their purpose is to, equalize emotions, make sure people don't go too crazy with their emotions. Like, if they get angry, then the equalizers work to control their anger so they won't try to do anything violent. And if people get very happy, equalizers will try to rein their happiness in so they won't go too overblown with joy. When you get so happy about something, you can go kind of crazy. So that's what equalizers really are. And so we got to see Darius and the rabbit. What's his name again? Fabian. And one of the aspects from Lucen did something to them in their aspects, so both of them are not very well right now. Especially Fabian. He's in critical, serious condition, I guess. But he's being treated by Mr. Fulgence. This whole carnivore, herbivore thing, kind of reminds me of By Your Hands. Because there's a big divide between carnivores and herbivores in that story. And this story is very similar. Because Lucen himself is a carnivore, so is a wolf. Kieran and Mr. Fulgence is a panther, so she must be a carnivore herself. And the eagle, he's like a bird of prey, so he must be a carnivore himself. And the zebra is probably the only herbivore there. Fabian's a herbivore, and Darius is a carnivore. So there's a separatist group, these carnivores who, in certain parts of the continent, who still eat other folk. And these professors here thought that Lucen might have been part of that group, but apparently the zebra and the eagle figured out that he wasn't part of it. Apparently, because he was very fearful of them, and somehow, it was a zebra. Apparently, when the fox showed complete fear of him, he darted about apparently that's what made him believe that he was a threat. So anyway, that's when they decided to be more nicer. Well, the eagle and the zebra decided to become more nicer. The panther, she's still very hostile of him. He's angry at him. He blames him for everything, and he wants him isolated. So I don't really like the behavior of the panther. It's revolting. But apparently, like when that zebra determined that he wasn't a threat, he flipped from being hostile to being nice with him all of a sudden. So they very much do not like this group, this carnivore group. And right at the end there, he mentioned his friends, Darius, Fabian, Mrs. Parents, and he also mentioned Atlas. So despite him not wanting to associate himself with Atlas anymore, he's still missing Atlas. Deep inside, I do believe Lucien still considers Atlas to be a friend, if he doesn't talk to him anymore. And when they called Atlas to the office, he still treated Atlas, at least inside his mind and thoughts, like he was still a friend, like he was thought that he thought he was. Well, he was stunned at first, where he thought that Atlas might have been part of that carnivore group, but when Atlas was confused about the name of the group and he couldn't pronounce it, that's when Lucien became more relieved that he wasn't part of that group. So I think somewhere deep inside, he still considers Atlas a friend, and he still mentions his name along with his parents and his other friends. So I think he could at least hear Atlas out, because if Atlas didn't want anything to do with him, if he wanted to be with his girlfriend, he wouldn't have bothered to go to Lucien. I mean, he might have gone to his table, but he would not have rushed outside after Lucien left the table at the cafeteria. He would have rushed out there towards Lucien in chapter 2 and tried to physically hold him so he could talk. He would have just moved on from him. So I don't know if he really wants to be with her, or maybe there's some kind of a forced marriage, or arranged, some kind of a forced marriage between Atlas and his girlfriend Christy. So that might be what it is, because his parents or somebody powerful in his family wants him to marry somebody else who's from another powerful family. Which powerful family, anyway. So that could be it. And we also learned that Darius is from a rich family himself. His family runs a railroad company, and that's how Lucien was able to get to Tiernan University, through the transit system that Darius' family won. The Fleischhofs. The Fleischhofs family. So apparently Darius got in because of his rich family, not really because of his skill or his curriculum, because he can't keep up. This is what the Panther herself admitted, and I don't think he knows about that. So if Lucien told him about that, I think that would break Darius' heart, that he probably would have given up, because he wants to earn his way through. But at least that's what he seems to be the type of person. He seems to be that type of person who wants to earn his way through instead of being given stuff. So I feel bad for him, Darius. I hope Fabian pulls through. I mean, at first he was kind of not nice towards Lucien, but he started to like him more, and he went from, just kind of like not really paying Lucien any attention to really being nice to him now and being considerate of him and caring for him and being more concerned for him when he was hurting. So I like characters like that where they kind of hostile towards you at the beginning, then gradually they start to like you more once they get to know you. Character building. So there's probably more I want to say, but I don't completely remember what else to say. Apparently one of the aspects of Lucien doesn't want him to spill out the information or translate the information, and what else? Apparently this person who caused the unification, where carnivores and herbivores united against, and they stopped, they united, and the carnivores stopped eating other folk, kind of united against that system. This fox here was a big part of it. I don't know if Lucien himself might be a descendant somehow of that fox who led the unification, or if maybe that fox might have ended up being an aspect of Lucien's. I have no idea, but apparently Lucien being a fox, he is leading. Well, not leading, but he I can say well, anyway, but he's a fox too, Lucien, and so I guess maybe he descended from that, or maybe the fox himself might have become of an aspect of Lucien, or maybe that the aspect from that fox went into Lucien instead. I have no idea, but anyway, that was chapter 4, and that's all that there is in the VN for now. So when chapter 5 comes out, I'll have a video out on that. So I really enjoy this game. I've been playing this game since last year, but I really enjoy it now since we got a lot of information in chapter 3 and this chapter here 4. So thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.